We got to talk about the Indiana Pacers because they are 12-3 in their past 15 games. If you haven't been paying attention, they are slowly but surely getting back in the thick of things. Right now, they're fifth in the Eastern Conference. Tyrese Halliburton is having a good start in January. Last night they played the Cavs. I was watching the second half or some of the second half, and they held the Cavs to 40 points. And I know like people are going to say, well, Ty Jerome didn't play, but the Cavs have a ton of depth. They were on what it was a 12-13 game win streak, and they went to Cleveland after being down 54-40, I believe, in the first half. They come back. Tyrese Halliburton was out in the second half, and all of a sudden the Pacers go out there and just shut them down defensively. I was watching some of their actions out there on defense where they were getting their hands on the ball, they were pressing the Cavs, and the Cavs did have some open shots, but at the same time they were pressuring the Cavaliers, forcing them to tough decisions. They were scoring on the other end, moving the ball well. TJ McConnell, I just love the way he plays ball. He's attacking all the time. He's aggressive. And if you don't match his energy, TJ McConnell is going to cook you every time. So what I'm noticing about the Pacers is defensively they look better this year, and I expected Indiana to get better in this category, especially when you're a young basketball team. Also, Aaron Neesmith, he's out right now with an injury, and when they get him back, he's one of their best defenders. And you're looking at this team going, well, Benedict Matherin's healthy. Hopefully, he can stay healthy throughout the entire year because he was out during the playoffs. So you have your shooting guard, young guy who's only going to improve. My only concern about the Pacers at this point is just adding more front court depth. Now, I know they went out and got Thomas Bryant after they lost Jackson for the season, and he's backing up Miles Turner, but I think they need another rim protector just to shore up this roster. But at the same time, the way they're playing right now, playing really good basketball. And Tyrese Halliburton is back to being Tyrese Halliburton. So look at these numbers with Tyrese. Now in December, he shot 35% from three. He was really struggling to find his rhythm. 17.8 points, and it was 8.6 assists. Now look at January so far, outside of last night's game. 21 points tonight. The numbers are probably down because of the injury. He's at almost 10 assists, 46% from three, 52.5% from the field. He's playing unbelievable. Now, also, his minutes are down too, which is interesting. He's playing 30 minutes a night. So maybe they're trying to take the load off him so he has more energy for the game. I don't know. But man, like he's getting better and better and better. And as long as Halliburton continues to trend in a positive direction, the Pacers are going to be a major problem. And yeah, I mean, you beat Boston. That's a quality win. I think they had everyone that night, and they looked really good after getting blown out by Boston. And then you bounce back after losing Milwaukee by 8 points. You go beat Miami, Phoenix, Brooklyn, Chicago, Golden State, and then you go out and just take care of Cleveland. Indiana's playing some awesome basketball, and I think they are turning a corner. When you're 12-3 in your last 15 games, you are building something right. Another thing I want to point out to you guys, this is very interesting to me, and I noticed this. I was looking at it on Twitter. The defensive rating is going to shock you. Over the last 15 games, notice this. Indiana has the third best defensive rating in the NBA. That is shocking to me. And I saw another stat where they're starting five, if they players who have played, I think 150 minutes, at least bare minimum. I think the Pacers. Let me find it for you guys, and they've been really good. I'm just impressed with what Indiana is doing here. Yeah, there it is. So I didn't expect to see this, but Indiana's defense has really improved. They have the best defensive lineup, minimum of 150 minutes when they play Miles Turner, Siakam, Nembhard, Tyrese Halliburton, and Mathurin. The best defense in the NBA. That's crazy. That's better than OKC. That's better than Celtics. So if you're doing that well defensively, you're ratcheting things up, you're building good habits, and you're doing it at the right time because as they continue to ramp things up, as Halliburton is putting up his normal numbers that you're used to seeing, and Benedict Mathurin is getting a rhythm, Siakam's going to give you buckets, and you're playing this type of defense. Thomas Bryant was an underrated pickup for them. I know he's like not the greatest center, but he's giving them good minutes out there, just helping them with their depth at center, being an inside presence, rebound the basketball, and just providing more front court depth. That was an underrated move by the Pacers. So yeah, I mean, shout out to Indiana. It was looking really bad. They were 10-15. You weren't sure if last year was a fluke run because of the injuries they benefited from, but they have really turned things up. And for Indiana, man, like obviously you want to be consistent. You don't want to be seen as somebody, well, you benefit from injuries and that's the only reason why you were good. No, they have turned things around. And let's just look at their schedule real quick. I'm very curious to see who they play next. I know they play the Cavs tomorrow, but I just want to look at the rest of their upcoming challenges in front of them. So let's go to the Pacers real quick and see what they have in front of them. Obviously, the gap is going to be tight for that fifth spot or and even the top four, but we got the Cavs tomorrow. That's a big game. Listen, you beat Cleveland tomorrow. Ooh, that is really impressive. But even splitting is still impressive to me. You got Detroit, Philadelphia, San Antonio twice. Detroit's not an easy game anymore. They again another team that I've been, I haven't really paid attention to yet, but Cade Cunningham, definitely an all-star player, no doubt about it. But Pistons aren't easy now. You got the Sixers. Who knows if Embiid's going to be healthy or whatever's going on with him. And Paul George has not been consistent. These games aren't like easy games, but you got Atlanta, Utah, Portland, Clippers, Lakers. You go 3-1 that trip, and then you got the Knicks and the Wizards. Obviously, you probably feel good about the Knicks because you beat them last year in the conference finals. They don't have a lot of depth. But yeah, like shout out to Indiana. You know, I like what they're doing. I like the Halliburton's putting up better numbers. And this team just looks good. They look sharp. And I just think they're going to get better and better as the season goes on. 37% for three is still solid to me. They're only at 10th and 34 from the field. That's fine. Um, but yeah, Halliburton's getting better. Thank God, because I know there's a lot of allegations about, well, he's a fraud. I didn't think that at all. I just thought he's just playing bad basketball. And we forget that some players just go through lulls and it takes about 2 or 3 months to get in rhythm. It's weird when it happens, especially when you're an all-star player, but guys go through slumps. And it's good to see Halliburton starting off January strong. I got to look up his hamstring situation. Hopefully, he is good to go. I know he's had some situations in the past with that hamstring. But yeah, I mean, Indiana, 12-3, looking good. Got a good win against Cleveland last night, especially after being down double digits. You could have just said, you know what? We're just going to throw in the towel. Halliburton's hurt. We're just try to get him back on Tuesday. They went out there and fought and just held the Cavs to 40 points. Again, that's just impressive stuff, and the defense looks really good. They were forcing turnovers. I saw one play where I think Mitchell tried to pass it to Niang, and Toppin noticed it and got the steal and got a breakaway dunk. Just impressive stuff from the Pacers, and they're doing a great job. So as long as they continue to play winning basketball, stay in that top four spot, or maybe top three, I don't know. They're going to be a problem in the playoffs. I don't think I want to. If I'm a Celtics fan, I don't want to deal with this team. They match up really well against Boston and they could push them to 7 games. It just wouldn't shock me, especially the way the Boston's playing right now. They don't look sharp at all. And Indiana is just going to be a tough out if they're playing at this level and they're healthy. I hope they are because, having Benedict Mathurin in the lineup is a huge deal for them. They get Aaron Nesmith back on I mean, this defense is going to go to a new level. And I just hope they add one more piece in the front court just for more rim protection and take that burden off Miles Turner. Andrew Nembhard looking good. He had some huge buckets against the Cavs. Yeah, shout out the Pacers. Y'all looking good. Good to see you guys back in the race and playing great basketball. I'm sure that feels good for the fans because it was definitely a struggle, but they've turned things around, and I think they're only going to get better from here on out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the play of Indiana lately. What are your thoughts on the Pacers? Do you think they could be a contender in the Eastern Conference? What do you think they should do to improve this roster? And also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.